existent is unquestionable. During the first 2 weeks of October, just 1 out of 54 coordinated movements to the north via the Al-Rashid checkpoint was facilitated by Israeli authorities, while another 4 were impeded but eventually accomplished. 85% of the movements were denied, and the rest were impeded or cancelled due to security or logistical issues. Throughout Gaza, less than a third of the 286 humanitarian missions coordinated with Israeli authorities in the first 2 weeks of October were facilitated without major incidents or delays. Every time a mission is impeded, the lives of people in need and humanitarians on the ground are put at even greater risk. This woeful and unacceptable trend must change. Madam President, thankfully, since we last briefed the Council, the second round of the polio vaccination campaign began in central Gaza. WHO reports that on 14 and 15 October, nearly 157,000 children under 10 received the vaccination. The campaign once again underscored the critical role of UNRWA, whose teams vaccinated 43% of the children reached on the first day. It is now critical that the parties continue to respect the agreed humanitarian pauses and that access be granted throughout Gaza to ensure that we can reach all children in need of the vaccine, including in the north. As we have previously said, the success of the polio campaign shows what can be achieved when obstacles to humanitarian access are removed. Madam President, the level of suffering in Gaza defies our ability to capture it in words or even to comprehend its scale. Reality is brutal in Gaza, and it gets worse every day as the bombs continue to fall, as fierce fighting continues unabated, and as supplies essential for people's survival and humanitarian assistance are blocked at every turn. International humanitarian law must be respected, and this Council and all member states must exert all their influence to ensure it. Civilians must be protected, and their essential needs must be met, whether they move or stay. Civilians must be guaranteed the right to voluntarily return as international law demands. The wounded and sick must receive the care they need, and hospitals and medical personnel must be protected. Humanitarian operations must be facilitated both into and throughout Gaza, including to the north, to reach all civilians in need. Hostages must be immediately released, and until they are, they must be allowed visits by the International Committee of the Red Cross. Indiscriminate rocket fire towards Israel must stop. The provisional orders and determinations of the International Court of Justice must be respected. There must be accountability for international crimes. The atrocities in Gaza must end, but this cannot happen through words. It must happen through action, urgent, unequivocal action. We renew our call for urgent diplomatic efforts from across the international community to de-escalate the situation, ensure respect for international law, achieve an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, and agree a path towards sustainable peace. Thank you.
I thank Ms. Msuya for her briefing.